Hi, I'm Donna Dewberry and I'm doing hydrangeas this week. So I thought I'd show you some quick and easy ways and a little bit more detail if you want to do more detail. So the first thing I'm going to do is when I'm doing a hydrangea, I put big leaves underneath. So I've got my multi-surface paint, I've got my 3/4 inch flat brush. I'm going to work in between my two colors. Look, I'm pushing hard in between both of them. I left a little bit of space. You notice I'm not dip, working it in. If I go and paint, I'm going to dip here, work it in to the second color. All right. Now I didn't put floating medium. I'm going to put just a little floating medium out. This is this is the fluff that's inside paint with no pigment. So I'd go straight into that, work it in, okay? And then I'm going to start painting. Now let me put this closer. What happens here is I put a V. All right, and then I might even make a Y. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to wiggle and slide to the tip. Now, hydrangeas have big, pretty leaves, as you remember. And so what you want to do is make some really large, pretty ones before we put on our flowers. See, I'm going to do some lighter, some darker. You can see in here. You can, if you don't like something, look, I can go back and I can re-stroke. See how that brush is coming around? So let me show you one more time. I'm going to put my V. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Push really hard. See my shell? Then stand up and slide to a point. Over here, 1, 2, 3, push really hard. See my shell? Then I stop wiggling and slide to my tip. All right, and then if I would have used medium, I wouldn't have it dry, a little dry right there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a lavender blue look. So what I would do is put the lavender down, and I'm just gonna put a lot of paint in the area where I'm gonna put the first hydrangea. Okay, and see, that's the reason I want the green underneath, so you can see where it goes. Okay, see how wet this is? It's nice and wet. That's your 12 flat. All right, now I don't want perfect circle. I want rough edges. All right, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here and pick up some of the dark blue. Okay, and right here I'm going to go flip, flat, and go around the edges first. Okay, this turns out to be a really pretty hydrangea, and it's very simple for a beginner. I do lots of beginners do this with me. Now, see how wet that is? Now what I want you to see is we're going to do a crescent moon. See how I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay? Now see the moon shape? Now I'm not even worrying when it picks up that light green. I like the extra colors. Some of you worry and say, oh no, oh no. Okay? Now see, it's a moon. Alright? Now I'm going to come over to my paper towel. I'm going to wipe the excess off. Okay? Now I'm going to pick up some lavender with the blue. Alright? So I'm going to start going, watch this. Can you see this? On the back corner, I'm going to start working in the next color and softening back and forth, back and forth. See, I'm like sweeping it back and forth with the back corner. Back and forth, back and forth. Now what we want to do is just soften this into the lavender so I don't have a hard edge here. Now I do want some of the darker blue on the outside edge because it makes it round a little bit. Alright, so then I'm going to take this lavender with a teeny bit of white, work that in, and then I'm going to start hitting a light right here. Now, if I'm doing 3 of these, 2 or 3 of these, I want my light to be at the same place. I want my lavenders to start turning at the same place on each one because that's where the light's hitting your picture. Alright, so I also want you, whatever little movement you're making on here like I'm doing, some people just jab, jab, jab. Whatever that movement is, that you do the same on all of the hydrangeas in the painting. Okay, it makes a big difference. Okay. Now make sure that you go to my YouTube free lessons. They're longer lessons and they teach you a lot. I think you'll like. Right, so I can even do a brighter spot here with a little bit of lime green right in the center of it. So see that? Just that little bit. Highlight, fun. See that? Okay, now you're going to do the same thing over. You're going to come over here and do some smaller ones. And these smaller ones, what I want to show you, let's move it this way a little bit so you can see it better. And the smaller one, I'm going to do the same thing, take some blue, work it in, back and forth. I'm wisping like I'm sweeping. Okay, do my moon. Then I'm going to start picking up white, working that in. Okay, now what I want to show you is let's do some petals. If we wanted to do petals in here, all right, we would also, before I do petals, let me just show you in case we run out of time here. I'm doing little slider leaves, picking up with a 12. You can even leave a little bit of that. Let me leave a little bit of the blue or lavender on here when I do this. Watch this. Look how pretty that color is. All right, isn't that beautiful? I put some of those on here. See, it's starting to look really pretty, and that was really quick, and that doesn't take a lot of skill to be able to do that. So I'm not saying you don't have skill, I'm just saying it's a quick and easy way. So you can also come back. Let me get some lavender and a little bit of white, or let's get some blue and white. I want it to really show for you. Now see how I'm side loading and getting that in there? Then I'm going to come in here and I can just put a few of these. Now let me show you. See that? Pick up white each time. Push down. Okay, now let me show you this over here. It's push, lift, lift, lift. And you're going to do an average of 4. Come on here with the next ones. And they're not 5 petals, they're just 4. Okay, and every once in a while I'll put some white, really strong white. Okay, I also want to show you that there's more detailed ones that we can do. Watch this, where I'm going to go just like a hydrangea petal. See this? It comes to a peak and comes back down. Comes to a peak and comes back down. You'd use a smaller brush. I just want to show you up close and personal. And then you put a little dot in here. And some of these you put little dots. And that's more detailed. This is just going for illusion. So isn't that fun? Now, script liner. I'd like to remind y'all, we're going to put a little inky, roll the brush. Now watch my little finger. My little finger is going wherever I want that brush to go. And we're done. So one last thing I want to share with you. I'd like to share with you about my oils. And I have one that's really good. Now, we all need to rest and be peaceful. And so we want to have calming feeling. So if you want that calming feeling, this is lavender. Lavender is not a very expensive oil, but I want to share with you it's wonderful. I'm going to take, when I need to sleep, my husband and I put it behind our ears, 1 drop. See how I'm doing that? 1 drop behind my ears. Sometimes I put it right here if I really want to go to sleep. And we put it on the bottom of our feet. If you have a baby that's very unsettled and colicky and tummy aches, you put a drop of this on the bottom of each of their feet and it just calms them down. It doesn't put them to sleep, it calms them so they can go to sleep. Now, if you have a burn, have you ever had a burn that just really hurts and won't stop? As soon as you put lavender on it, it calms it. Bruises and scars and stuff, lavender heals it. You'll love lavender. So, check it out next time. I'll see you. I'm Donna Dewberry, and I love doing these clips with you. I hope you do, and I want to hear what you want to see next.